It's like going to a Broadway show, like multiple Broadway shows in one weekend.
It doesn't get better than A View from the Edge with Mark Cassetta.
It's funny, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna pee your pants, you're gonna make new decisions coming out of there.
Absolutely gonna love it, your team is gonna love it. This event is one that you cannot miss. Get your ticket, we'll see you all there.
What's holding you back? What is your problem? What's stopping you from living the life God intended you to live? You need to step up right now. This isn't just a seminar. This is your life.
So honored, so blessed to be here. What better way to start 2023?
Welcome to NACON 2023. Let's go.
This is my first event.
This is my second big event.
And I wish that you could feel the energy in this room.
You need this opportunity.
I believe you can do it.
Why not you? Why not now?
Don't miss another one. Get to the next big event.
You should be here.
You have a chance to make it big.
Your sentences become your sentences.
Welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear it for our special guest host, Stephen Davies.
Welcome to the TWC special guest hosting this week. I am calling you, I am speaking to you from the past. This is Stephen Davies from the past talking to the future you. We are currently in Ireland, so we pre-recorded this, but we've got a very important message today that I know will help you. If you didn't win Ireland, this will help you win New Zealand. The content we're going to go over today will absolutely help you win New Zealand. This is such a special time in the Alliance right now. We've got the Ireland trip going on right now. We've got A View from the Edge coming up. A View from the Edge. Let me tell you something. I have been to insanely expensive seminars. I have spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars just to go to one seminar. I've been to tons of these over the years, and I'm telling you, I am more excited about being at a view from the edge than I have ever been to go to an event. The people I know that I've talked to that have been not to just one of you from the edge, not just two, not just three, but 10, 11 times. And these are people that have been to tons of self-development seminars as well. They all say the same thing. A view from the edge is the best self-development seminar they have ever been to. That's why I'm so crazy excited about it. Well, we're in Ireland right now, and we're having fun. We're golfing, they're having the parties, we're hanging out, we're being around the winners, all that great stuff's going on. But this is past Stephen. I'm telling you right now, I'm forecasting into the future. I know what current Stephen is doing right now, and he is scheming on how to get one more person there, how to get two more people to a view from the edge. It's that important. And this content today will help with that as well. So let's get into our content. What's our content for today? One big differentiator. There's differentiations between low performers and high performers. And when you look at what are those differences, this is a big one. High performers have a high action capacity. Low performers have a very low action capacity. This is why high performers look so fortunate. This is why it looks like stuff just works out, just happens to work out all the time for high performers. It's this reason. They're doing more things. They're doing more of the right things to win. So it just looks like they've got it all figured out. It just looks like everything goes smoothly. But what it is, it's their action capacity. They have high action capacities, and so they achieve more. Low performers, they think it's unfair. They think they have all these unfair things against them. But the problem is they have a very low action capacity. Let me show you how this works. So here's what happens. An event happens. People with low action capacities, here's what they think. What will happen to me? That's their first thought. What will happen to me? Right now, people are talking about a recession. Right now, people are talking about this event, that event. People are waking up and starting their day. That's the event. They wake up and they go, what will happen to me today? If there's a recession, what will happen to me? Here's what it is. It's a very passive approach to life. This is why it appears as if they can't get anything done. It's because it's a passive stance to life. What will happen to me? The day starts. What will happen to me? It rained. What will happen to me? I've got 8 appointments. What will happen to me? It's a very passive stance towards life. Here's what people with a high action capacity think. What will I do? This is why people with high action capacity deal with adversity and unfair circumstances so well, because they take a very active stance towards life. They know that they can't undo the event, right? If a recession happens, you can't just go, well, okay, just flip the switch, change it, right? No, you got to go, okay, if that happens, what am I going to do? If I have 8 appointments today and two of them no show me, what am I going to do? Not what will happen to me. It's a active, proactive stance towards life. Here's the problem with what will happen to me. It feeds fear. This is why low performers are so worried all the time. They're so worried all the time because they give over control to the event. They give over their destiny to chance. Even worse, they think everything's already set in stone and I can't do anything about it. That's a very passive, that's a low action capacity. Here's what this does. What will I do? That fuels your drive. That fuels your drive when you have that active stance towards life. It fuels your drive. This fuels fear. This fuels drive. This is why high action capacity people achieve so much more, because they take an active stance towards their life, towards the events that come at a flow. There's flow events coming to you and I all day, every day, some positive, some negative, some kind of, but they're going to continue. This active stance is how you get more done. Here's the danger of this passive stance. Low action. Here's the danger. It fuels fear. Let me tell you something about fear. Fear is the judge. Fear is judge and jury over your possibilities, your opportunities, and your potential. Fear is judge and jury. It decides what is possible for you. It rules. It's done. It's ruled. You will have very little opportunity, very low possibilities, and very little potential. Why? Fear can only judge in accordance with the power we give it. So when we take that passive, low action capacity stance towards life, we give all the power to fear. And that's why low action capacity people feel like life's rigged. It's all rigged. That's why, because they're giving all the power to fear. High action capacity people give no power to the fear. So fear has very little power to operate in their lives, to decide things. So that's why high action capacity people have such greater possibilities, achieve so much more, use so much more of their potential. That's why high action capacity people seem to from the outside, it looks like they just stumble into opportunity after opportunity. No, it's not that. It's that they've taken all the power away from fear. So while fear is still judge and jury on their possibilities, fear's got no power. Instead of a big mallet, it's got a little ding ding. It has very little power to decide those things. Low action capacity live under the heavy thumb of judge and jury fear. This is why I want you to have a high action capacity. This stuff that I'm going over today has helped me immensely throughout my life. This stuff I've seen help others immensely throughout their life. I'm going to give you 7 things on how to increase your action capacity. Because here's the reality. You and I are always on a spectrum. We never really achieve principles, right? We're just always working towards the better. So we could be at a low action capacity. We could be closer to a high action capacity, but we're always on a spectrum. What we allow into our life influence-wise determines where we go on this spectrum. So the key is to keep staying as close as we can to the highest possible action capacity possible, so that we take all the power away from fear to be judge, jury over our potential, our possibilities, and our opportunities. So we've got 7 things to share with you today. Here's the first point. And I was trying to think of what would be some perfect guests. And I got some of the just absolute dogs in my organization on the call today. These are action guys. These are guys that while everybody else is figuring out, I don't know, I think maybe we might try it. I don't know. They're already gone. Yeah. While low performers are going, well, I don't know. What do you think? Well, I don't know. I think maybe. I don't know if it'll work. And then they go, where's Guerra, Burge, and Jeremeko? They're gone. So that's why I wanted these guys on. Here's point number 1. I've got Guerra on to share some comments, and I'm looking forward. I can't wait to hear what you have to say, brother. But here's point number 1 to help you and I grow our action capacity. Here's what it is. Stop doing what we've been doing and start doing what we should be doing. Guerra, light us up, brother. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Super fired up. We're having a blast here in Ireland, and we just got done. Raimundo and I absolutely just beating down Stephen Davies and Mark Hutch. Just gave it to him good on the golf course. So that was awesome. And it hasn't happened yet, but it's the inevitable. The sun goes down, it comes up in the morning. These things tend to happen. We will be beating you in Ireland. So, okay, so stop doing what you're doing. Start doing the things you need to be doing. I mean, people ask all the time. It's like, and even even looking at yourself and myself, we all have things in our life that, people are like, well, why am I not winning? It's like, why you're not, like, if you deep down, why you're not winning. You don't need me to tell you why you're not winning. You live with yourself. You know what you do at 8 a.m. 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11. Like, I'm not there. Are you dialing? Are you recruiting? Are you prospecting? Are you like, exactly why you're not doing. And just, I mean, there's so many different things that, when you become self-employed, like what we're doing, people they have no business mentality. And it's like, they don't treat this like a business, and worse, they don't even treat it like a job. I learned, if you treat this like a job, it'll pay you like a business because of leverage and all the things that we have. And so people get caught doing things that do not help them, you know what I mean? And do not serve them. And it's like, I have appointments all throughout the day. I've got new people I'm talking to, new people we're getting to the view. And like my biggest focus, for example, when I wake up, I have all my stuff for the next day laid out, like appointments, recruiting calls, who's in homes. I have people text me, all right, what time are you in a home? I have my new people in homes. I have my days laid out of like, all right, these people in homes at this time, these people in homes at this time. I need to be available for them. I've got a recruiting call here. This guy wants to introduce to this guy. And I have my whole day lined out. If you just wake up and you have, I wonder what I'm going to do today. Oh, it's nice out. I'm going to go do, like, it's being detailed and scheduled, like what you track absolutely gets done. And so there's a few things that I track in my business. How many people am I personally bringing in? How many people am I getting to the events? And then how many new people do we have writing business every single month? So you have your gauges. And Marcusetta, absolutely, like you said, I'm so fired up for the View. It's the best event I've ever been to. I've been to a lot of them. I'm not even going to explain it. You have to experience it one time. It's like trying to explain what a flower smells like. You know what I mean? How do you explain what a flower smells like? How do you explain what it feels like to pipe one 310 down the fairway? Just missile. You just got to experience it. You know what I mean? And so, the View is absolutely unbelievable. And then what it's going to end up doing is it's going to take the things that it's going to put a lot of things into perspective for you. And it's all done through characters and skits. I'm not going to explain any of it. I would just do an injustice of doing that. You have to experience it one time, but you're going to realize a lot of the things that, you know what I mean? It's like when you go to the airport and they say you're allowed to bring one carry-on, a lot of us are bringing lots of extra luggage to our appointments, to our recruiting calls. We have lots of baggage that we're being charged extra for that we don't really know about. And he helps you identify those things. And the extra baggage in your life is absolutely costing you every single day. You know what I mean? And so he helps you with that. And it could be on the sales side. It could be on building your business. It could be a weak mindset of investing in leads. Like I have all this stuff mapped out. And that's what I love about Andy is he's very analytical when it comes to the numbers. For example, let's say I spend an extra $10,000 per year investing in tickets, whether it's the View, whether it's NatCon, whether it's Breakthrough, Family Reunion, doesn't really matter. If I spend an extra $10,000 per year investing in tickets, number one, the tickets are a tax write-off. Okay, and when you start making the money that Dr. Davies makes, because we call him Dr. Davies when you've been doing something for longer than 8 years, you're a doctor, and when you make more than a doctor, you're a doctor. Okay, that's why we call him Dr. Davies. Okay, but to get to that type of level, you're going to need the tax write-offs. I'm not getting into that, but that $10,000 per year you spend on tickets, and there's people that spend more, and you should spend more. That might get me an extra. Let's just say the average ticket cost for the course of the entire event. Some tickets are going to be $399. Some are $199 when they first come out. Breakthrough's a little bit more. Let's just say the average ticket is $500. So that's an extra 20 tickets per year that you're buying. Okay. If one of those seats, somebody on your team, like if you just gave those away, you didn't even try and sell them, you just gave them away, and one person hits RM on your team and starts doing $55,000 a month. Okay. Here's what that does. And you have a 5% spread on them. Okay. Well, now you've got them Glow qualified. So you get Glow. So you've got 13% on a team that does $55,000 a month. So that $10,000 a year that you're spending is now giving you over $7,000 a month in passive income, which is over $84,000 a year. So you're spending $10,000 per year. And that's just saying they stay at regional manager. What if they become like a Nick? Or what if they become a Mike and Noel? the investment, but people don't think like this. And so what I love about the View is Andy teaches it one way, it's all the same stuff. It's just being taught in different ways. And these are the things that hold people back, because I know I could give these damn tickets away. And if someone has the breakthrough that I had, 6-7 years ago, sitting at that event, and, the volume we're doing, like we've already done well over 100,000 this month. And you just look at the numbers from you building a business. Why would you not invest in people? Why would you not invest in your team? You know what I mean? It's always, you empty your wallet into your mind, and your mind overflows your wallet. That's the mentality, right? And so stop doing stop spending your money on things that aren't going to multiply your money, and stop doing things that aren't going to serve you in the future. I always look at it like this: like, I sell to pay my bills, I recruit to build my dreams, because I got to pay my bills in the now. And some people, they get so focused on the now that they don't think about the future, and they just caught in the selling trap. And that's fine. If all you want to do is make $200,000 to $500,000 a year selling, that's all you want to do, that's cool. But I want to be, you get that financial freedom and making over $1 million a year passively from building a big business. There's a lot more, and you can help a lot more people, whatever the case is, because you have a bunch of people out there helping clients. So some people get so focused on the urgent, they don't do the important. And then some people, like, if you think recruiting super important, but you're not selling and paying your bills, you're going to stop recruiting because you're not making money. You're going to go back to your job. You got to do both. Focus on, get good at making money, get good at teaching it, bring them around the events, and let people that are better than me and Nick, and let people like Andy and Davies and all these guys train your people. Like, I don't want to train everybody, nor could I, nor do I have the time. And if you're always the cog in the wheel on your team, like you feel like you want to train everybody, you're going to limit your growth, because then you have to train everybody. And what happens when you get 100 people on your team, or 200 people on your team, or 500 people? Even if you wanted to, do you have time to train no. Let Marcusetta train them. Let Andy train them. Let Davies train them. Let Jeremeko train them. Let Hutch train them. Those are the guys that are going to be speaking there. That's how you build a big business. Stop doing the things that don't get you to where you want to go. Focus on the important. Do the urgent so you can do the important. Okay. And man, do not miss the next trip. This is, like I said, going to Ireland is absolutely unbelievable. New Zealand, they've made it stupid easy to qualify with double points from CFG. Just attending all the events, they've made it stupid easy. It's a $20,000 vacation to fly to Sydney, 10-day cruise. There's gonna be a couple hundred of us, whatever the case is, in Ireland. We're gonna be having a blast, drinking beer. You're going to see it all over my social media. I'm going to post how much we beat Davies and Hutch by. You guys don't worry about that. We'll show you all that. We'll show the numbers. And man, don't miss the next one. So up the action. You guys all have people on your team. If you go through your hierarchy, or you start bringing people in, there are new people that will attend the View. They're going to buy your belief in it. There's people that haven't even signed up yet. I guarantee you there's people that haven't even come into our business yet that'll come in 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, and we're going to get them to the View. You know what I mean? There's no blood like new blood. You know what I mean? It's easier to give birth than to resurrect the dead. You know what I mean? The new people keep you excited. They see the energy, the momentum, get them to the View. We have a ton of people coming to the View that are brand new. This is going to be their first event. And what a way. I mean, you guys will see it. You're going to be kicking yourself saying, I should have had more people here. So, hey, Davies, thanks for having me on. Sorry we beat you and Hutch really bad on the golf course. I still love you. I learned everything from you. And don't miss New Zealand. Don't miss the View. Let's get it, guys.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Dude, Gary gets me fired up. Just the focus. And did you hear the stuff he's focused on? He's focused on the things he needs to do. And that's why I wanted him to talk on that point. Because point number one is stop doing the things we're doing. Stop doing the things we're currently doing, the things we have been doing, so that we can start doing the things that we need to do. Think about this. Your routine, your current routine, my current routine is the enemy of our future growth. Your current routine, my current routine is the enemy of our future growth. Why is it important to view our routine as an enemy? Well, as far as the way I work, if I know I've got an enemy and I know what the enemy looks like, I'm going to do something about it. So that's why I want you to view your current routine. That's the enemy. My current routine, what I have been doing, is the enemy of me going partner at integrity. Why? I've got to do more of the things I should do to go partner at integrity. So look at your current routine as the enemy and address the enemy. Address the enemy. Here's the thing about routine. Routine is comfortable. Routine is safe. Here's the problem. What keeps you comfortable and safe? Fear. And remember, who's the judge of our potential, our possibilities, and our opportunities? The judge, fear. So the longer we stay in a comfortable, safe routine, the more power we're given to the judge and jury, known as fear, to decree small possibilities, small opportunities, small potential. That's the danger of a routine. That's why we got to look at the things we have been doing. That's what I call our routine. That's the enemy. We've got to give some of those up. Now, there's some good things in there. Not talking about giving it all up, right? You said, but I get up every morning at 6 and read for 30 minutes. That's a good part of your routine. We're looking for the weaknesses. We're looking for the things we got to stop doing so we can do the things we need to be doing. In other words, if you don't have 30, 40, or 50 people coming to a view, it's because of things in your routine. It's because of things that you've been doing, that we've been doing, that we need to stop doing so that we can do more of the things we need to do. Invest in more tickets, recruit more people, get more people to the view. I'm just like, you see what I'm saying? So point number one, to have a higher action capacity is to stop doing the things we have been doing so that we can do the things we need to do and should be doing. Let me just tell you one other thing on this. Disappointment brews when we try and will our current routine into a higher level of performance. Let me say it again. Disappointment brews when we try and will our current routine into higher performance. I'm going to do everything I've been doing, but I'm going to perform at a higher level. That's disappointment brewing, brother. That is disappointment brewing. What you brewing up? Ooh, big old pot of disappointment right here. Smells like broken dreams. That's what we're doing when we try and take our current routine and just will it. That's what's happening. That is 100% what's happening. I'll give you one last thing on this point before we move to point two, because we got to get going. The shoulds in our life are the self-esteem killers and the psychological baggage we got to let go. Because you know you should be building a team, right? That's how you get free, right? Sell to eat, build to live. We know we should be doing that. When we carry that should around, we've got 7, 8, 9, 10 shoulds on us. We start having too much baggage to perform. That's why this is so important. Stop doing the things we have been doing so we can start doing the things we should be doing. All right, point number 2. Stop worrying about failure. Start worrying about futility. Stop worrying about failure. Start worrying about futility. Low action capacity people, they have a crippling fear of failure. I mean, absolutely crippling fear of failure. That's why they won't try anything. That's why, God help them, if they start selling and they learn how to make some sales, they are sure not going to try and sell IULs or annuities. Because what if I ask about save money? Oh, no. What if I do? And what if I find some saved money and we can get into an annuity? I'm going to stay safe over here and just do a little final expense thing, right? Same thing with building. Well, I know how to sell, but what if I try and build and I'm not good at it? What if I recruit people and I can't get them to sell? And I'll just stay down here. That is fear of failure. That is low action capacity. High action capacity is I worry about futility. Futility scares me to death. Failure does not. You can ask Holly. I'll screw something up and I'll give it about 2 seconds worth of Davies, and then I'm on. Why? I can't fear failure. I've got to worry about futility. Here's the thing about failure. Failure can be overcome with further attempts. Futility is life wasted with no recourse. Failure can be overcome with more attempts. Futility is life wasted with no recourse. In other words, there's nothing you can do about futility. Once it's past, there's nothing you can do. There are no refunds on wasted days. That's why high performers, high action capacity people, that's why they're always on the move. That's why they're always on the move. That's why they get so much done. Their action capacity, they're worried about futility, not at all afraid of failure. They're worried about futility, so that drives their action capacity. Remember, at the beginning, we talked about a passive approach to life or an active approach to life, a proactive. Can you see how this is a big differentiator between low action capacity people and high action capacity people? It's just a subtle difference. They're worried about failure. What if I don't win? What if it doesn't work out? That's what they're worried about. As for you and me, what we need to worry about is futility. Failure can be overcome with future attempts. Futility is life wasted with no recourse. That is terrifying. I hope that's terrifying to you. I'm terrified of futility. Failure is going to happen. Here's the other thing about failure. Look, we have to go through failures to become what we're after is unconsciously competent. Unconsciously competent is when we're really good and we're not even aware how good we are. Consciously competent, I know how good, like we're working towards competence, right? Being consciously competent and unconsciously competent, that's what we're working towards. On the way there, there's a certain amount of failures you got to pick up and push through. That's how you get good at everything. That, you know this, I know this. We got to remind ourselves of this, right? How'd you get good at riding a bike? Crashing. Right? How pathetic would it be to see a 28-year-old with training wheels? That's what a lot of us do in life, though, isn't it? Our fear of failure keeps the training wheels on. We're like a 52-year-old man with training wheels. That's insane. Fear of failure looks a lot like that. So, to increase your action capacity, remember, we're on that spectrum. To move further towards high action capacity, we've got to reverse our mind. Stop fearing failure. Start worrying about futility. Key. All right. And again, remember, fear of failure, we're feeding the judge. Don't feed the judge. All right. Number 3, stop thinking. These are all building on each other, by the way. So the first is help me get some clarity. Stop doing the things I have been doing so I can do the things I should be doing. Once we got that figured out, then we got to stop worrying about failure and start fearing futility more. Now, number 3 is stop thinking, can I? Start thinking, how can I? Stop thinking, can I? Start thinking, how can I? And I got my buddy Jeremeko on. Jeremeko, this is so awesome to me. Like right now, we're in the future together, right? And you have played golf. How many people play golf for the first time in Ireland? I mean, besides maybe Irish people. That's probably the first place most Irish people play golf. How many people like me and Jeremeko play our first round of golf ever at an absolute 5-star golf course? Jeremeko, this golf course is going to blow your mind, brother. We're in the future now, so you've already stepped into a world that was unbeknownst to you. I'm just telling you, brother. I'm so proud of all the progress you've made. This one, I thought it really embodied you because you're that kind of guy. I've not seen you go, can I? You're always trying to figure it out. That's why you ask a million questions. That's why you figure stuff out. You're thinking, how can I? Light us up, brother. I want to hear what you have to say about this point.
Man. Well, as you said, we're currently in Ireland. I've watched about 3 hours of Tiger Woods play golf, and so I am ready. I'm ready. Bring on the competition.
It can't be any harder than it looks on TV.
If I watch it, I can do it. But yeah, I'm fired up, man. This is a great experience. Man, going to Ireland for the first time and speaking on the trip, actually, like that actually ties into what I want to talk about. You doing more than what is expected. So everybody that's on the Ireland trip, different people won the trip at different points of the year, right? So when we were training with Gina Hawks recently here, we were talking to our team about winning the New Zealand trip around August. As opposed to December, we're talking to people about winning it in August. So the expectation is for everybody to take a year to win a New Zealand trip. The problem is when you look at who's actually winning it, like the winners who win it, they're not thinking December 31st. They're thinking, like, we have people who won it in January. We have people winning in February. We got people winning in April. Winners are winning the trip early. So people who expect more out of themselves, they don't think December 31st, I'm going to hit New Zealand. They're thinking, I'm going to hit New Zealand June. I'm going to hit New Zealand. Like my goal is to hit New Zealand in May. Like I have to win it by May. So from May to December, I'm thinking I can get 2 other people there. So again, that's doing more than what's expected because the rules are, we don't even refer people to the contest rules. Like the contest rules will say January to December. No. We expect you to win it sooner than that, August, September. That way you don't have to sweat. And so from just teaching that to our team, we're learning when you do more than what's expected of you, you don't have to sweat. Things come to you easier. You have the momentum. You could just coast. Everything will go smooth. People who wait until the last minute, or people who try to edge out winning, or people who try to do just enough, like what's the minimum I can do to get by? What's the least amount I can do to make money? What's the least amount I can do to make my spouse happy? What's the least amount I can do to be a good father or mother? If you think like that, you will be unhappy. I used to think like that and I was unhappy. What's the least amount I could do to get by? But hanging around Steve and Andy, of course, changed my whole thought process. So now it's like, what's the max? What's my max capacity? What can I do? Like, Stephen, I remember one time you said, I was talking about getting up early, and you said, well, nobody can be successful if they get up past 7 a.m. So I'm thinking, Stephen Davies, he's a multimillionaire. He said 7 a.m. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do 6 a.m. I started getting up at 6 a.m. I haven't been up past 6 a.m. Well, I mean, we just had daylight savings time recently, and I was like, I overslept 1 hour. But it's like 6 a.m. is my time. And so it's like Stephen said 7, I'm gonna do 6. And my life has just made a complete 180, just getting up at 6 a.m., which is a huge difference because I used to get up at 8, 9 a.m., 8, 9 in the morning. Like how can you get anything done getting up that late? But yeah, 6 a.m. So I look at what the winners are doing. I'm going, can I do more? So I look at, Steven says 7. I'm like, can I do 6 so I can get to being a millionaire faster? And that's the same how I feel for this next level that we're trying to hit. Like, I can easily just sit at national manager and go, okay, national manager feels good. But I'm thinking like, if my team hit national manager, I got new whips coming on, I got new winners coming on. Why not go for VP? Like what's preventing me from going to VP and then helping Steven to get to his next level? I think, let's see, Steven, your next level is EVP. Or SBM for Steven. What am I doing? What am I doing to help Steven get to his next level? What's the max that I can do to help Steven get to his next level, to help the alliance grow, as opposed to, all right, well, national manager looks good. Took me a minute to get here. Looks great. And I'm just sitting around enjoying national manager. Now we are going to celebrate. Don't get me wrong. Like we will celebrate. But it's just like, okay, do we have more in us? Can I do better than what I did last year? Can I do better than can my team do better than what we did last month? So that mindset of do more than what's expected of you. I mean, it's like, we expect everybody on this call. If you're listening to our voices, we expect everyone to hit AM. But you need to ask yourself, what's your max? Can you go RM? I love when Rogers talk. Rogers, he has a new fire up under him now. So he's like, why would I hit AM? And they've never hit AM before. Like, why would I hit AM when I can hit DM? Like he talks like this. Why would I hit AM when we could go to DM? And it's just like that mindset is so crazy. So not only do I have that mindset, I'm trying to put that mindset into my team and just people who I'm around and just my children. I'm just trying to, my goal is if we can get everybody doing more than what's expected, the whole world will be better. The alliance will certainly be better. And you'll be happier. So just think you at your maximum. Stephen, I remember you saying this one time. It takes no more energy to do your max than it does to do the minimum. Like, so if you're already doing something, you might as well put your all into it because it's the same amount of energy. So people who just half do stuff, if you're going to make New Zealand, you're going to have to make it by December. You might as well make it by September or August. Like, what's the difference? December, August, you might as well go max speed and hurt and win the trip. If I'm going to hit partner anyway, I might as well hit it in 2 years. I might as well hit it next year as opposed to year 2026. I might as well do max capacity. So, Steven, that's all I got, man. Anything else you want to help me out?
I appreciate you, brother. That's good stuff. Can you see, everybody, can you see the difference? Low action capacity is, can I win the trip? Can you see how that would infect your activity, your execution, your determination all year? Can I win the trip? 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 How can I win the trip? How can I win the trip by September? How can I win the trip by May? Can you see it's a shift in the thinking? Can I to how can I? That will increase your action capacity. Same thing. Can I go AM? Can I don't know. Can I? How can I go DM? How can I go RM? How can I go EVP? It's can I to how can I? And it doesn't take any more energy. Here's the thing. People think it takes more energy to achieve. It doesn't. In fact, it's a bit of a paradox. They think we're going to save energy by not trying, but what we actually do is expend more energy. How can I just expend energy on different things? How can I expend energy on worry, doubt, fear? It expends energy on those things. How can I expend energy on activity? And here's the crazy thing. That will bring accomplishment. Accomplishment gives back energy. You get done at the end of a day of accomplishing things. You feel good. You feel great. I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. You expend energy on the other things. On can I? All your energy's gone. And I love those thoughts, bro. Here's the other thing. When you're thinking about how can I, don't get caught up in too many steps. If you're struggling with can I and you're trying to move more towards how can I, just ask yourself, what's my 3 nexts? What's my 3 nexts? In other words, there's just 3 next things you got to do. Do those and then do the 3 next. We stay in can I and out of how can I when we worry too much about, well, then I got to do that. Brother, just ABC. Don't worry about DEF. Certainly don't worry about GHI. And definitely don't worry about JKL. Just ABC. What's my 3 next? Just do your 3 next. Chunk it down. It's less overwhelming. And again, it's going to increase your action capacity. Number 4. As we keep doing these things, right? We're building a progression here. Stop doing important things occasionally. Start doing important things regularly. Low action capacity, they do the important things occasionally. This is why they feel so unfortunate. This is why they feel as if the fates have conspired against me. This is why they feel like, well, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Because they only do the important things occasionally. The people that think a thriving marriage is it's really just all about who you marry. It's just all about that. You're only doing the important things occasionally. You do the important things regularly, like learn your spouse's love language and just stay on it, like leaving the love notes, buying the flowers. You do the important things regularly. Thriving marriage is beyond possible. And it's awesome. Same thing with a business. A thriving business is just doing the important things regularly. A business is like, well, we might hit AM. We might win the trip. Low action capacity because I'm only doing the important things occasionally. Am I doing important things regularly? Here's the thief. The thief is the urgent, non-important things. The urgent, non-important things in our life. Low performers, low action capacity people, they spend all their energy on urgent, non-important things. The things that seem to demand attention, but do nothing to advance us closer to the future we want. The things that seem to demand attention, but get us no closer to the future we want. Well, I've got to see what so-and-so said on Twitter today, because if I don't, then I won't know what everybody else knows. I've got to watch the, I've got to learn about the recruiting rankings of my favorite football team. I've got to learn, I got to find out what so-and-so is doing. I got to find out what's, all the urgent, non-important is that's the thief that keeps us from doing the important things daily. Here's the question. I know it may seem to demand your attention. I know it may seem to demand my attention, but is it getting me any closer to where I want to be? Is it getting me any closer to the future I want? If it's not, it's got to go. If it's not, it's got to go. That's the urgent, non-important things. That's why most people are so frustrated. If you ever wonder, high action capacity people don't seem as frustrated as low action capacity people, because they're exhausted from chasing their tail around on the urgent, non-important things in life. Whereas high action capacity people, they're thriving, they're happy, they're fulfilled because they're staying focused on the important things that they need to do. Here's the question at the end of the day. At the end of your day, ask yourself this. At the end of the day, I ask myself this. What important things got left undone? What important things got left undone? And you say, even you leave important things undone? Yeah, we all do. We all do. As long as we're imperfect, that's going to be the case. We're going to leave important stuff undone. The key is progress. The key is progress. So at the end of the day, as just a regular habit, go, okay, I got what important things what important things got left undone? Low action capacity, low achievers, they'll have an empty inbox every day because they respond to every single thing. But what important things got left undone today? When we ask ourselves that allows us to recalibrate tomorrow. That allows us to look through the lens of, are these important things got left undone? Where did I spend time on urgent, non-important things? Oh, yep, right there. Get rid of that. Now I can get more of these done. It's about making progress through recalibrating every day so our attack plan is better tomorrow. Remember, progress is how we get there, not perfection. Progress is how we get there. The other problem with urgent, non-important things is it gives us a false sense of accomplishment. And when we deal in false sense of accomplishment, we're brewing up another pot of disappointment. Because I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing and I'm no closer to perfect. That's probably a symptom that you and me have spent too much time on the urgent but not important things. What are those important things? What got left undone today? How will I recalibrate tomorrow? Number 5, stop doing what's expected. Start doing more than is expected. Can you see how these keep building on each other, right? We're figuring out the important things. We just did that in our last step. Now we're going to give more than is expected to the important things. If you want another recipe, brew up a big old pot of discernment. Smells like broken dreams. Big old pot of disappointment. Smells like broken dreams. Ooh, there's even some lost hopes in there. Look at that. Oh, that's gonna be good, right? We're brewing up a pot of disappointment when we try to just get by at the important things in life. Adam Burge has come on like a storm in our organization. He is currently working on his best personal production month ever. And he's one of those people, you just meet him and you're like, oh, he gonna win. He gonna win. May not be immediately, maybe immediately, but he's gonna win. Because they have that mentality. They're not minimalist. They're gonna give it their best when they go at something. That's when you meet someone like that, it's just like, yeah, they're gonna win. Because I'll tell Holly when I get back from being on the road and being around the team, she'd be like, who's going to win? I was like, this guy's going to win. This lady's going to win. And I say it with like bet the farm on it confidence, because this is one of the big things that people with a high action capacity, this is how they operate. Adam, share some good stuff with us, brother.
Well, I was thinking, thanks for having me on, Stephen. That's very kind of you to invite me. I was thinking about some of the points that I made today that really resonated with me. And what comes to my mind is stop thinking, can I start? But start thinking, how can I start? And you know me well. That's why I think you probably had me speak on this on these topics like this, because back when I first started in 2021, I took way too long to study for the test. I ended up acing the test. That was a waste of time to study so hard that I aced the test. Shouldn't have wasted that much time.
You know what, Adam? You know what just occurred to me?
What?
I put you and Jeremeko in the wrong order in my notes.
That's all right. It's okay. But I think these points are all related. I think they're all related. But
I was wondering, it's like, Jeremeko, what are you talking about? I screwed up. Well, what are you gonna do?
That's okay. That's all right.
To be fair, this is the past. I've gotten exponentially better by the time this airs.
Exactly.
Light us up. Sorry, brother.
You're fine. I was thinking back to when I first got started, and I just took way too much time to get started on things. Way too much time. I was overthinking it. I made it more complicated in my mind than it actually was. And so what I ended up doing was getting myself into analysis paralysis. So what I needed to do instead was stop focusing on the things that I thought in my mind were problematic or stressful, or the things that would worry me. Instead, I had to just accept the fact that these things are probably imaginary, not real. I'm just making it harder than it is in my head. Something that really helped me out a lot too, speaking about these events, how important these events are. Seth and Adina Decker, good friends of ours, they really urged me. Seth's like, hey, listen, I'm going to family reunion in 2021. I think you should go too. And I went reluctantly, thinking to myself, I don't know what this is going to do for me, but I'll go. And I'm so glad I did, because Belle Krause was on the stage that weekend. And she made a point that really resonated with me. I don't know if Belle realizes, I haven't had a chance to meet Belle yet, and I look forward to doing that. But Belle made a comment that really resonated with me. She says, you're going to make mistakes. Think about, for example, your fear of writing your first app. I don't know how to write an app. She says, you're going to make mistakes. Let the ink fly, let the paper fly. If you make a mistake, you can correct it. It's not the end of the world. You'll learn from it. You'll get better and better and better at it. And so that resonated with me. So I needed to start thinking, okay, I'm going to get started now. I'm not going to think about how to start. I'm just going to start. I'm just going to do it. And that really helped me out a lot, because, I'd made a lot of mistakes and I learned from them. Another problem I had, last year is I spent a lot of time learning about different types of insurance. I focused a lot of my time on learning about IULs. Well, it's not bad to learn about your products, so that we need to do that. But again, I got into that same cycle where I was overthinking it. I was making it more complicated in my mind. I felt like I needed to know these things that I really, would have learned along the way. I didn't need to know them ahead of time. And so I overthought it. I got myself on occasion stressed and depressed and anxious. These anxieties took a real estate in my mind because I let them, and it slowed me down. So, you and I were talking in December. Okay, what's 2023 going to be like? And so what I did after that conversation is I just thought, okay, these are the successes I had for 2022. These are the things that worked right. These are the things that didn't work as well as I hoped they would. So I'm going to focus instead on the things that worked well in 2023, and simplify my approach a little bit. And then I'm going to start bringing in recruiting, which I hadn't really focused much attention on in 2022. And I just started on that. And so now I've got several new agents that are already working with me. I wrote I think it's like 8 apps now of anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month in monthly premium, just in February and March. I did one last week, $2,000 a month in a tax-free retirement account and an IUL. So I just had to start duplicating my successes into starting and not get into analysis paralysis. stop letting things get in the way of having a happy, healthy, functional life. Just do it. Just get started. Just do it. You'll learn along the way, but don't overthink it. You make it more complicated than it needs to be.
That's awesome stuff, man. That is awesome stuff. And I'm so proud of you and so proud of you and Cindy. And right now we are having a blast in Ireland. That's one thing I know for sure.
Yeah.
And so think about this. If you're new and you didn't win the trip, or if you've been around and you didn't win the trip, Adam Burge won the trip. Adam and Cindy won Ireland in their first full calendar year with us. It can be done.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't think, how can I? I'm sorry, we can't think, can I? We got to think, how can I? And Jeremeko, I apologize. You and Adam are pros, man. I screwed it up, and you guys said, I got my content ready. Here I go. I love it. Sorry, guys. My bad. I will get better in the future. To be fair, it's raining here. Rainy days are tough. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are awesome, man. You guys just rolled with it like pros. You didn't let me screw you up. So point number 5. So point number 5 is do more than is expected. Here's the problem with doing just enough. When you do just enough, you leave it up to chance. When you do just enough, you leave it up to chance. And that's how people miss the trip. I promise you, there's someone watching this right now that thought they did just enough December 31st, and then I have 4 policies canceled. Now I don't got enough. Do more than is expected, and it's a posture towards life. I'm going to do more than is expected. I'm going to go first. That's a big part of high action capacity. I'm going to go first. Same thing applies in our relationships. You show me a married couple that's both waiting on the other to always go first. Y'all might as well start divvying stuff up now, because that's where it's headed. I'm just telling you. You get a married couple where both are always go first people, both are high action capacity people, both are going to say, I love you first. Both are going to do kind things for each other first. I'll bet the farm on that marriage. Does that make sense? Same thing with business. If you want to go partner, just enough is not enough. More than is expected. Here's what it is. Overwhelm your deficiencies with activities. Overwhelm your deficiencies with activities. I know I've got deficiencies. Heck, y'all just saw one. Apparently, I can't remember the right order to have people on the call. I've got deficiencies. You've got deficiencies too. We all do. We all do. Overwhelm deficiencies with activities. That is doing more than is expected. Here's the other thing. When you do more than is expected, your self-esteem will rise to the level that you believe you should win. I'm not talking about those people that do nothing and think they should be given, right? The entitlement. You should. I'm owed. No. I'm talking about people that do more than is expected. Their self-esteem grows to the point that they feel like they should win. Feeling like you should win is a big step in winning. That's why this is so vital to increasing your action capacity. Number 6 on increasing your action capacity is identify and eliminate energy and emotion wasters. Again, we're all 7 of these are building towards increasing this capacity. One of the things that gets in the way is energy and emotion wasters. You want to know one of the number one things people with low action capacities, one of the number one things they waste energy and emotion on? Would you like to know one of the number one things? It's other people. And you say, but Stephen, in leadership, we're supposed to put others first. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Listen, hear me out. Stay with me. Hear me out. They waste energy and emotion on 2 things: what other people think about them and judging what other people do. Low action capacity people, they waste energy and emotion on what other people think about them and judging what other people do. And if you think about it, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's why they can't get anything done. They're too worried about, well, what would the neighbors think? What would mama think? What would daddy think? What would cousin Bob think? What are people going to think? You see how all these work together? Fear of failure. What will people think if I tell them I'm going to go do a big goal and then it doesn't work out? I worry about what people think. I'll just be quiet, do nothing. I don't want anybody to judge me. I don't want anybody. Let me tell you something. Other people If you and I really knew how little we're thought about, it would be depressing. I hope that's a freeing truth to you. It is to me. That's why I laugh. If I knew how little people actually think about us, it'd be depressing. I'm just telling you, they got their own insecurities. They got their own issues. They're worried about what other people think about them. That's what they're worried about. So that's the first part. The other thing people waste energy and emotion on is judging others. Judgy people are low action capacity people. Why? Because they got judging to do. I was thinking, but I got a relative like that. You know how some people should have a gone fishing sign on their front door? Gone judging. These people aren't going to judge themselves now. Right? That's why I try my hardest to never look at comment threads. You know, I do a quick scan on a couple of news sites just so I kind of know what's going on in the world. I don't need to know a ton because most of it I can't do anything about it anyway, right? All goes my attitude and my actions. But every once in a while, I mean, it makes me laugh. And you just see people fire off their comments because it's just like, really? Oh, it's the keyboard warrior. Firing it off, snapping them off at other people. They waste all their energy on that. What other people think about them and judging other people. Can you see why they don't have a lot of can you see why there's not a lot of action capacity with those people? They're using it on energy and emotion wasters. Think about this. Here's a great question. Look back over the course of the last week and be honest with yourself. Which I know that's a tough thing to do, but we all got to do our best to be honest with know thyself, right? Is what I let stir my emotions this week important to my priorities? Is what I let stir my emotions this week important to my priorities? That's a big question. Think about all the anger, the vitriol that is out there all over the world right now. People let stuff stir their emotions that is not important to their priorities. They get caught up, they get stirred up, they get whipped up over stuff that's not important to their priorities. These are the things we got to identify and eliminate to increase our action capacity. All right, number 7. This is the last one. So we've been building our action capacity throughout this. Now this last one is all about cementing these things in. Because as we do these first 6, we're going to start to see rewards on the horizon. That's why number 7 is key. Beware of hyperbolic discounting. What is hyperbolic discounting? It's when the reward of the future goal seems less than the giving in the current, the immediate gratification in the current. The reward on the horizon, simply because it's further away, seems less appealing than the instant gratification in the present. Think about this. Partner. Golly. Man, that would, man, it's way out there. Sleeping in today. You heard Jeremeko, right? Stephen says you cannot achieve anything in life if you are sleeping past 7 a.m. I'm gonna get up at 6. Rewards are way out there. Here's the danger for me and Jeremeko. Extra hour of sleep right now, though. Ooh, man, that looks good. That's nice. I can watch Sports Center in my drawers. It's nice. No different than fitness, right? The beach vacation. It's March 22nd right now. 21st, something like that. Beach vacation all the way out there in August. You'd be in the best shape I've ever been on a beach vacation. But these donuts are right here. That's hyperbolic discounting. So as you're doing these things to increase your action capacity, just know hyperbolic discounting works on you, it works on me. Know the enemy. We've identified some enemies today, haven't we? Know the enemy. Hyperbolic discounting is your enemy. The immediate gratification of the now appears better than the rewards of the future simply because it's closer, right? Stuff in the distance looks smaller. It ain't smaller. It's just further away. Same thing with the rewards of having a high action capacity. Those rewards in the future, they're even better than you can imagine. They're just so far away, they look small, but I promise you it's better than you can imagine. It is better than any instant gratification in the now. 100% better than any instant gratification of the now. Guys, I want to leave you with one last thought. I know these 7 things will help you. I appreciate my guests. Every time I'm always trying to, I get the number of people I'm allowed to have on these calls, and I just want to argue because there's so many people on my team that Holly and I love, and we've got so much good stuff going on our team right now. So Holly and I love all you guys. We love our team. We love the Alliance. And for those of you here today that are not in Ireland, I want to give you one last thought. Let the FOMO burn. Let the FOMO burn. Let the FOMO burn. Here's what I know. As for me, the fear of missing out is a far greater force for good in my life than the promise of future gain. The fear of missing out, it drives me like crazy. I want to win New Zealand faster so that I get my ticket booked quicker than everybody else. I don't want to miss out, right? I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on anything. Let the FOMO burn. Let it burn. Guys, we want you in New Zealand with us. We want you in New Zealand with us. Here's what it is. Not can I, how can I? Not what's the minimum I need to do? What's the maximum I can, what can I do? I'm just telling you. New Zealand's gonna be better than you can even imagine. Ireland is blowing our minds right now. New Zealand, oh my God, we got a view from the edge coming up. As you and I right now are in a very special time in the Alliance. We've got a view from the edge coming up, which is going to catapult us into summer and family reunion. What we do now is what determines what we can do the rest of the year. Guys, Holly and I love you. Let's get out. Let's get after it.